is Assata Shakur, and I am a 20th century escaped slave. Because of government persecution, I was left with no other choice than to flee from the political repression, racism, and violence that dominate the U.S. government's policy towards people of color. I am an ex-political prisoner, and I have been living in exile in Cuba since 1984. I have been a political activist most of my life, and although the U.S. government has done everything in its power to criminalize me, I'm not a criminal, nor have I ever been one. In the 1960s, I participated in various struggles: the Black Liberation Movement, the Student Rights Movement, and the movement to end the war in Vietnam. I joined the Black Panther Party. By 1969, the Black Panther Party had become the #1 organization targeted by FBI's COINTELPRO program. Because the Black Panther Party demanded the total liberation of Black people, J. Edgar Hoover called it the greatest threat to the internal security of the country and vowed to destroy it and its leaders and activists. This is an excerpt from an open letter written by Assata Shakur. More than 40 years after her conviction, Assata, now 75, remains the first woman to be placed on the FBI's most wanted list, at large since 1977. Born Joanne Deborah Byron in Queens, New York, during a time of segregation and Jim Crow laws, young Assata continuously raised her awareness of systemic and institutionalized injustice in the U.S. She changed her name in 1971, stating in her autobiography that she didn't, quote, feel like no Joanne or no Negro or no American. I felt like an African woman. From 1971 to 1973, Shakur was alleged to have committed a series of audacious crimes, sometimes along other members of the Black Liberation Army: 2 bank robberies in New York, the kidnap and murder of a drug dealer, armed robbery, and the attempted murder of a policeman in an ambush. She was either acquitted or the cases were dismissed. In the early hours of May 2, 1973, Shakur was in the vehicle with fellow Black Liberation Army members Zaid Malik Shakur and Sundiata Akoli when troopers pulled them over for a, quote, routine traffic stop on the New Jersey Turnpike. Within minutes, a shootout with the officers ensued, leaving both Zaid Malik and State Trooper Werner Forrester dead, and Assata and State Trooper James Harper shot and wounded. During Shakur's trial, she denied ever holding or firing a weapon at police, since she was shot by the police with her hands up, leading to immediate paralysis of her right hand. After the shooting, her fingerprints were never found on the gun, and there was no trace of gunpowder on her hands. Despite these circumstances, Shakur was convicted on 1 murder charge and 6 assault charges and sentenced to life in prison in 1977. With the help of a few Black Panthers posing as visitors, Shakur escaped prison in 1979 and fled to Cuba. As of 2020, Cuban officials have no intentions on turning Assata back over to the U.S. authorities. And yes, Assata Shakur is indeed related to the late rapper Tupac Shakur. She is his step-aunt and godmother. But to the rest of us, she is another profound revolutionary who continues to be widely respected the world over. And if you didn't know, now you know.